Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. It is time to head in, check out last night's sleep research, get our last research in for packed portions, and start a nice relaxing week. Now, I made an oopsie this morning and forgot to end my sleep session when I woke up. I was just enjoying being in bed so much that I just forgot to do that. So, let's head in and see how things went. I know things are a little out of order there, but we'll course correct. Full 100 sleep score with a nice big extra sleep in. It was a little bit longer than I expected it to be. And looks like Slumbering wins out with 64%. Yeah. 24% than I've had in the last little bit, so that's good to see. Alright, ending the week with 228 million drowsy power. A lot of 1 stars, but it's high drowsy power, so that could be anything. And got a couple of 3 stars and a top belly. Well, would you look at that? Only 3 Mawwiles all week. One of them's a top belly. We got Ghastly, Wooper, Geodude, Pichu, Ghastly, and Mime Jr. Not bad. Oh, and there's a Grubbin I missed. Perfect. Oh boy. So, we got... This is actually a pretty packed portion of people at camp today. Ooh, that is a lot of dream shards. That is probably where a good chunk of that drowsy power went off to. So only 1 in 4. I've only ever seen it in this posture. Okay. Is anyone hungry? No. That stinks. Okay. Right. Geodude is right on the precipice. Mawile is going to be a real struggle without being hungry. But I am still looking for... well, you know what? I haven't seen Mawile really like all week, and there's the possibility of it being a big hit. So, thank you. There is the possibility for taking it home. And I will not squander that. Thank you. So there's a nice unexpected surprise. I still do want to try to get Grubbin home, but I can use just regular biscuits to do so. So I do have mushrooms at least squared away from a good mushroom collector. This is just, I want something else that also gets mushrooms, so I have variety in my berry selection. Hmm. No big hits, huh? Alright, well, we'll leave that for later then. But I am going to get this one last biscuit to Geodude, which I do need for just straight soybeans. And before I depart from snack time, get that biscuit back. Yay. Alright. Let's wrap up snack time. Oh, thank you, screen recording. It's a Poke Biscuit. Single Poke Biscuit. Let's see. Ketchup, please. Alright, there we go. Sometimes just decides to hiccup. I don't know what's causing it. I'm trying to figure that out. Definitely want to share out Mawile as the photo for today, since I've seen so few of them. Get that great biscuit back. As well as some dream shards and a recovery incense. And 23,000 dream shards. Alright, stat check time. We got a Mawile with a lax nature. Show me all oil? Okay. Ooh, hold on for just a moment. Okay, back. It is just a lively morning in the house today, so apologies if you get any background noise. So, we were in the middle of checking some stats. Alright, we've got all oil, so that's great to see. And no skill level up, so we're looking for inventory up and ingredient finding, right? Yep. Let's see what we got. Skill trigger, which is okay. It's got a pretty unique skill for ingredient gathering, so that's fine. Ingredient finder S, so we're doing well so far. Skill trigger, inventory up at 75, and ingredient finder M at 100. I can't upskill it to get better, but it will get better over time. Unless... Whew. Alright. Okay. Let's see what we're working with. This is at least something I think is worthwhile checking. And because it's got both of the, even though it's got main skill chance down, it does have both other skill triggers, so that might work in its benefit. Skill trigger M at 50. And then inventory up, which we can sub-skill seed, that's fine. And ingredient finder M as capstone. And yep, I just want ingredient count A. I don't mind running this to 100. So starts off a little rough, but really it needs to get to 30 anyway, because that's when you're going to need to get that second ingredient unlocked to begin with. But current cap pulls in 77 oil a day. Now obviously, like, I can bump up inventory space once 75 unlocks, whenever that happens to be. because that would then be 82 with its, because it doesn't have an evolution, so that's where like you really need to make sure that there's a inventory up slot somewhere on there to be able to get as much as possible. So 109 by the time that it gets to 100. That's not too bad. All right, I'll let that calculation, oh, that is just about done. So just shy under 80 PR. That, I feel, it's in the ingredient spread and there isn't something actively making it terrible. I think this is one of those cases where sure, I can continue looking to try to min-max on finding like the absolute perfect one, but I think this one does the job. I'm gonna run it again with inventory up L in the background just to see. And we'll check back. I think we might have a solid Mawile here that I might not have to look for anymore. And have something that is a different ingredient collector, which might be good for, old gold. And a gentle-natured Geodude. I feel like I might have already exhausted everything in the tank for soybeans. So, show me soybeans? Okay. Alright, we're gonna press our luck some more today. Let's see what we got. We don't have any berry up, we don't have any skill level up, so same thing, we're looking for ingredient finding and inventory space. Dream Shard bonus and skill trigger, not off to a great start. Skill level up, ingredient finder S and ingredient finder M. Now this is a little bit more of a struggle, comparatively speaking. So it's overall, it's gonna do okay. Like once this gets to Golem, but all of the ingredient finding is out of reach. And basically it's where it's in right now cannot be used to its full potential. This is one where, at least with the Mawile as like the comparison, at least I still had ingredient finder S at 25, so that there was at least some bit of reward. This would be one where, yes, I would get soybeans, and it's exclusively soybeans, but it's just not in reach. I think it's worthwhile. I'm gonna just favorite this just so it doesn't accidentally get missed. I think this is one I can hold on and just keep in my back pocket of, if I don't find anything else, and I will keep looking, but if I do not find anything else by the time that level 75 is unlocked, which is still another 10 levels away, which may still be like another 6 months to a year, and that's a lot of checks in between, then I can come back and revisit this. But I am trying to justify it only for the fact that it does have doing bits of ingredient finding and no outright downside other than it's out of reach for its ability to ingredient find. Yeah. I think that's a fair assessment, so I'll hold on to it for now, but I will keep looking. like I said, I think I used up a good chunk of my luck with Mawile, so we come back now to the completed week, reaching a final strength of 2,419,627, Master Rank 9, a new record. I was able to cook 3 meals, it's just dinner was just bare bones ingredients. I just wanted it. I had good extra tasty chance built up by that point, so I was like, let me just cash out with a little bit, work on the Dizzy Punch Spice Curry, and just see where things end up. I didn't befriend all of the Pokemon that I wanted to, so those Dream Shards will get left on the table, but that part is okay. And we'll pick up another 200 sleep points. Alright. And with that, another week comes to a close. We get our area bonus to 58%. So, really only like another, month left of research before we're capped out everywhere? That feels good. Time to pick our next research site. Thank you, Snow-Alex, for a very good week of snoozy studies. This actually worked out real well of getting some checks boxes made. And it is week 100. Yeah, celebration. In another month, it will be full 2 years. That's crazy. I don't think we've been playing this game that long. Gains all around, because it was packed portions. Redeemed myself this week with a grade S, getting some of those handy candies back. And then, for this week, let's take a look. So, here's where things stand. Now, slightly updated for this last week. So, Fuecoco with apples is now squared away. I'm happy with where things are for that. So, our pickings are starting to get slimmer. I'm glad that Old Gold Power Plant still has an option in each of the sleep types, and I don't have to be focused. But we're going into a week ahead with we got no major event going on, so this is an opportunity of, do I want to go elsewhere? Is there something else I'm looking for in particular? And I think, at least for now, that this is just good to, I just want to just check up first and foremost. So we got something everywhere. And realistically, I have a Milk Blastoise already. This is just, that's one just for me. I'm just trying to see if I can, I'm happy to continue investing in more Squirtle. Squirtle's the Squirtle family's my favorite family, so I'm happy to continue to keep looking and leave that just perpetually on the list until I get an absolute, just grade A, grade S milk collecting Squirtle. So Cyan Beach will be fun to visit when an event happens to take us there, so I don't have to head right away. If I was really, I think once I get capped at Old Gold Power Plant, I think Taupe Hollow is the next, like, checkbox in spaces, just to try to find soybeans, because that is the next ingredient that is still looking for that mono ingredient collector to get that. Everything else feels pretty, I've got something for each of them. So Taupe Hollow is definitely somewhere where I will have to be going back. Thankfully it's slumbering type sleep, so it's fine for me. It's just not on a week I'm traveling. That would be a bad week to choose to do that. Lapis Lakeside. I'm still looking for a better Ralts. So that's also a good healer. That's Snoozing Sleep, so that's a little bit more difficult. Because I kind of jump between snoozing and slumbering, so it's more. That's going to be more of a roll the dice selection. And then Old Gold Power Plant, still got a little bit of everything. So for this week, we'll head back into Old Gold Power Plant. We're working up getting the area bonus on there. There's still good Pokemon to find. And hopefully we get curries and stews for this week. That'd be nice. No. Now, it's desserts and drinks. The only... This is... Before I touch anything. Cool, there's no news. I wasn't expecting any. Let's take a look on how many easy travel tickets. I only have 2. Technically 3 because I haven't gotten one this month. If it had worked out where I had that available, and I had a bigger stock of them, I think that would be more worthwhile to try to get curries and stews for when the new dish comes. But I think I would rather hold on and just leave things as they are. I'll get curries and stews next week, right? Yeah, curries and stew will get added this week, so some folks will have an opportunity to make this a little earlier. But this is the Summer Festival won't be starting until next week. So, and then New Moon Day will also be in next week, which is good because I'm probably going to need some of those harder to fill for Farfetch'd. So, we're just going to make desserts and drinks this week, and it'll just be nice and easy. No big complicated, which is actually not too bad. It gives me an opportunity to rebuild my ingredient pot. Because I am low. So, that'll mean this week is Early Bird Coffee Jelly, just to continue working on leveling that up. Still got another 2 levels to go on that. And then if I wanted to, I could switch over to Explosion Popcorn. And while I'm in this menu, let's see, 14 oil. I know there's a dish that uses more. 22 oil for green grass salad and Defiant coffee dressed salad. Those are the biggest ones. So, Armawile, when I only need 66 a day, does what that needs to be done. It gets the oil. Well, heading back over, just to see now that this is completed, doesn't make any adjustments in... Right, it's 118. It's just inventory of how much it can carry at a given time, so it just gives me more time. It doesn't change the amount that it produces, just the amount that it can hold overall. So, at 118, it's still PR 79, so it's just on that threshold of being really good, but this gets what I need to. That's 118. That is way more than I need. So in effect, I mean, it also is collecting steel-type berries and doesn't have tomatoes in that first slot. And I think there was something else on here that I believe it's the tier list. Is it the tier list? Production comparison as if you wanted to compare exactly Pokemon. This is it. This is a tool that I was looking at previously just to see kind of where things loaded out. So for oil, Luxray with tomato oil gets 5 more oil, ideally, than all oil Mawile. It has evolutions, so it's got a little bit more inventory space kind of like built into it. I don't know how much, it's not going to be a whole lot more, but might still be worthwhile looking for one just to have alternate, but it's electric and steel, so both of them work on Old Gold Power Plant as far as favorite berries. Yeah. Everything else, this is also a good opportunity. Everything else is pretty good. I think the only ingredient I don't have on lock is Slowpoke Tails. And that's at 10 a day, coming from Ditto and Slowbro and Slowking. And I think I already have ones that are good enough for that. So, yeah, I can look at that later. But everything else, we're good on ingredients. That feels good. Boop. So, feels like we're in a good spot for this week. Let's check this week's missions. Our Master 3 reward is Grubbin Incense, so my ability to continue to have some good incense for the early part of the week. I think I already have a Grubbin Incense, so I might want to just use one this week just to help get some spawns up. And then we have candy use this week, which is wonderful. It means I have some Pokemon that I've been stockpiling large amounts of candy for that I can just put in. Okay. Before I swap the team up, I'm going to learn my lesson and collect my ingredients. Get my skill triggers. And not make a big old mess of starting the day off. Thank you for doubling up those ingredients that really were a double. No skill triggers to start that day. Still. Actually, not too bad off with the ingredients. Actually, all things considered, because I only made a 33 ingredient dish. So maybe it won't take so long to fully top things off. But now that I've collected from everybody, I remind myself, because I have a very short-term memory when it comes to remembering what I need to put on the team. We're looking for coffee, milk, and honey. So, you only need to make one adjustment. Get Dragonite off and Milk Blastoise on. Alright. How many candies do I have already for you? So I can just put them all into Dene if I really want to. That's like a more immediate use level up. And who else is on the team? Who else? So there's also Palmot. Don't have the full candies for it, but that's also continuing to work towards helping speed, getting that ranked up. Trying to get Quagsire leveled up too, that I've got enough candies for in one shot. They're all oil toxic growth. It's still good. It's got help and bonus, so it's certainly worthwhile holding on to. And then I also have both Sausage Charmander and a Sausage Aeron, which I should also start working on Fuecoco, which is all apples. The choices. Oh yes, I do not want this team. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm having a difficulty deciding what I want to do. So later today, I'm gonna get 3 choices for the community to decide what I put in. Who do I give my candies to? And I'll do that during tomorrow's sleep research. I'm not in a rush to have to spend those candies. It's not going to make the difference. I'll let you decide. That sounds like fun. All right. We do have no news. We do have community. 37 reports. Folks are still sleeping in this morning. That's good. And we got a friend rank up. Thank you so much for your sleep research, as well as all of the research from the community. All right. I think it's time to make some breakfast and call it a morning. I have gone super long today, so thank you for your patience. I hope it's been fun and exciting. And coincidentally, and if I do end up getting the early bird coffee jelly ranked up this week, which that'd be a big ask, maybe it might be time to also shift over to making the flower gift macarons or the tea time corn scones. I could start making the tea time corn scones with a little bit of investment to get Fuecoco leveled up. Larvitar is just ready to, or Pupitar is just about ready to pop into Tyranitar. But then maybe I've got some choices then to put in that pool. Alright, oh, we got a lot of fiery herb. Dig in through that. No extra tasty to start the morning, but that's alright. I already tapped a whole bunch of luck today. Yeah, we have probably a nice cool 1,000,000 plus of dish strength before we get to that, so it's possible in the week. But it'll be like Friday, Saturday. Back to the low amounts of energy gain. I will miss that. That 5 to 6 energy, that just felt really good. Keeping everyone topped off at 150%. Alright, and we're at basic 3 after our first meal. Feels good to get started off on the right foot. There is one more thing that I did mean to do. I know I've already been running long, but I did commit to wanting to do this more frequently as the week goes. And that's just to check and make sure there are no ribbon updates. But everything else feels good for this week. I'm thrilled to have something a little bit more low energy as the week goes on, so it doesn't have to feel like there's a whole lot of pressure to do the best that ever was. And we can get ready for Farfetch'd next week. That I'm really excited for. I really am just hoping that it's ingredient collecting with all leaks. Alright, no other ribbon updates. But yeah, looking forward to Farfetch'd. Very excited to see what that's going to turn out to be. And trying to catch as many as I can. But that is what I have for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Just checking to make sure where things are going to be for me for tomorrow. Wonderful. I'll be back tomorrow morning. No early mornings for me tomorrow, but we get to see the results of the poll. We'll get that candy used. We'll see who shows up and some nice fun sleep research without event balancing. So still got some chance in the mix. But until then, let me know how your week's going down in the comments below. And I'll see you back tomorrow. Until then, sleep well.